Hey guys, Ernie here and welcome to the Paleo Hiker MD channel. Today we're going to take a look at a brand new canister stove that I got. It is the Jetboil Mighty Mo. Stay tuned. Alright, so welcome. This is an initial kind of overlook and look at this particular stove. I have not used it in the field yet. But let's face it, it is a stove, so we can take a good look at it. We can boil some water with it, and we can see how it performs. Now, this is what you get in the kit, okay? You get this little carrying case, nice orange. You get a little stand that you can put your propane on, and then you get the stove itself, okay? The first thing we're gonna do is take a look at each of these components and weigh them. Okay, so let's start with just the sack. It weighs 3/8 of an ounce, or 9 grams. The stand weighs 7/8 of an ounce, or 26 grams. And the stove itself weighs 3.38 ounces, so 3.5 ounces, and 96 grams. So you add all that together, and you should get 4.5 ounces, 4 5/8 ounces, or 132 grams. All right, so we're going to see here that this is how the stand works. You can see it just kind of pops onto the bottom of your canister. Like most of these stoves, you just screw this on. I have noticed that some of these stoves seem to leak a lot of gas when you first put them on. This one does not leak any gas whatsoever. I'm not sure if I know why. Some do and some don't. You fold out the legs just like this. You can see how easily they fold out. And around here, or right in front here, is the piezo igniter. Okay, you just turn this on, and you turn it on with the piezo igniter, and you have flame. All right, so we'll talk a little bit about this stove. Now, of course, it is a Jetboil product, like I said. It is pretty much in competition with the MSR Pocket Rocket, the Pocket Rocket 2, or any of the other knockoff type stoves like this that you can get on Amazon. Jetboil claims that it's 3.3 ounces and that the burner will go up to 10,000 BTU. It also says it has 4 full turns of the controller here, and that gives you a lot of simmer control. The mechanism right here is supposedly, somehow it improves the functionality at lower temperatures, and they say that it is efficient up to, or excuse me, it is efficient down to 20 degrees Fahrenheit. So it has a reliable, it says, push button starter. Now, I've read a lot of reviews about these starters going bad. Now, I don't know if that's maybe because it's not stored in any kind of a hard plastic case. So I think if you're very careful with it, or at least my hope is that when I'm careful with it, I'll be able to maintain the use of the piezo igniter. Now, I also always carry either a lighter or a ferro rod that can easily light this as well. But it is nice, if they produce it, that it should last a long time. Now, something that I think will be interesting to see is, of course, you can see this triangle up here. So how well does it hold really commonly used pots and pans? So let's grab a couple of really commonly used things that I have. This is a Coleman Adventure. And you can see that it does not hold the Coleman. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's not extremely stable, but it does hold it. So I think if you're very careful, you can use the Coleman. I would not necessarily suggest doing that. It seems to me to be just a little bit, because of this round over at the bottom, a little difficult. So I'd say no on the Coleman Adventure Cup. Now, this is the Vargo Bot. Now, this should work a lot better, and it does, because it does not have that rounded over at the bottom. So this is the stainless steel Vargo Bot, and it works well. You can easily put it on there. I'm not having any problems at all putting it on there and maintaining stability. Now, most people that are utilizing this type of stove are going for something ultralight. And my ultralight cook kit is based off this, which is a 750 milliliter Toaks titanium pot. And my assumption would be this is going to be really close, but actually it works just fine. I'm trying to line it up, and yeah, this actually works extremely well, which is good. I purchased this stove because I'm starting a new ultralight kit for no reason whatsoever. But anyway, I'm doing it just to try it out. This is my main go-to ultralight pot, and it works very well with this, so I'm pleased with that. Now lastly, two things. A lot of us do like to use a canteen style cook kit. So let me get my Pathfinder School Canteen Cup, and sometimes just because of the size of this, it doesn't work as well. So let's see how it works. And you can see that it works, but it is not inspiring of much confidence. So I would say that I would not use, when you go on the side like this, it pops down. So I would say that I would not use a canteen cup with this particular stove. Now lastly, sometimes you use a much bigger pot. I'm going to put this on here just to see what kind of stability we have. This is a Zebra billy pot, and it actually is pretty good. To be honest with you, this stump is just a little bit leaning, so if it was perfectly straight, this would work really well. And sometimes you do want to boil up a lot more water, and using something like the Zebra billy pot, I don't remember exactly what size this is, but it's fairly large, but it is certainly usable on this particular stove. All right, so let's boil some water. Now we're going to use this in the Toaks titanium mug. This is 2 cups of water. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put it on here. Make sure it's nice and stable. We will turn this on, and then we'll turn on our timer. All right, that was definitely a rolling boil right at 2 minutes 52 seconds. A couple things about the conditions. This water came straight out of our well and was very cold. It is a fairly nice temperature day today. As far as temperature, it's about 65 degrees. So 65 degrees outside. The water was probably in the 40-degree range when I put it in there. And again, this is a Toaks titanium pot. Took 2 minutes 52 seconds. All right, so what do I think about this stove? Well, first of all, like I said earlier, this is just an initial impression, information about the stove, and a boil test. I haven't used it in the field. I have read some reviews, like I said earlier, that the piezo igniter fails. I think that's something that shouldn't happen, but if it does, it's not a huge deal. The price of this, I bought this at my local Academy, which is just a sporting goods store. I paid $44.99 for it. I think overall I do like it. One thing that I wish it came with was a hard case, like some of the cheaper kind of knockoff pocket rockets that I have. And of course the pocket rocket itself comes with a plastic case. I do think that helps keep it a little bit safer. Now chances are I'll keep this inside of a container, like a metal container, when I put together my Ultralight cook kit. So maybe not as big a deal, but that is the one thing that I wish it came with. Now, if the piezo igniter works long term, which the one on my Jetboil system has worked flawlessly every time, so I imagine it's probably a fairly similar system. But if it works every time, then it is definitely something that I think will take it over something like the pocket rocket, which as far as I know does not have an integrated piezo with it. You have to get a little separate thing similar to the one I have for my Covea Spider remote canister stove. I think the weight is completely acceptable, 3.5 ounces. You do not need this plastic thing at the bottom if you have a nice level place to set your fuel, but it is nice to have. It is something you can cut weight-wise if you want to, and of course you do not have to carry the bag. So definitely something very ultralight and I think very effective. I do like the idea that it gives you more turns with the control knob, and that should theoretically give you a better ability to control simmering. We're going to do a test on that later on as part of some field testing with this, because I think being able to just simmer something is really difficult at times, and I hope that this particular stove will work, and that's one of the main reasons I got it, because of the claims that it can do that. So that's just a quick look at the Mighty Mo folding stove from Jetboil. Just an initial look at it. There are some accessories you can buy for the top. I don't have any of those. I'm going to use it just like this. They have claims that if you use some of their proprietary stuff on top, it'll boil faster. Not really interested in that either. I'm wanting to use this, like I said, in an ultralight kit. I'll be buying a new ultralight pot down the road in the next 6 months as I put together a new ultralight kit for use out in the woods. I'm curious if any of you have any real world experience with this. Have you used it out in the field, and do you like it? Do you think it's better or worse than the Pocket Rocket 2? Should I buy the Pocket Rocket 2 and put them to the test? We may just have to do that down the road as well. As always, guys, I appreciate you tuning in here on Paleo Hiker MD. Weather is beautiful here in Louisiana. Getting ready to finish my sleep board exam, which I'm really excited about, and we'll have more videos from there. Maybe even an overnight camp out for Thanksgiving night. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more videos here on Paleo Hiker MD.